popular demand.
Hibernia is like a lot of other places on Indiana's map. Small, rural, inhabited with salt-of-the-earth folks. As the hungry Hoosier, I've spent quite a bit of time in places like Hibernia, ham and bean suppers, church pitch-ins, and the like. For this trip to southeast Clark County, I decided to bring along my 5-year-old son, Henry, to meet the colorful locals, eat some food, and experience Hoosier hospitality. We had come to Hibernia to check out a tradition that goes back over 50 years, a fundraiser supper for the upkeep of the Hibernia Community Building.
The community really looks forward to this.
It sort of brings up Hibernia on the map.
We all pitch in, help out. It's fun. I like it. I enjoy it.
Turkey, dressing, sweet potatoes. I'm kind of famous for my gravy.
So far, this was sounding like most other community dinners. But then I got a new piece of information. It seems something else was on the menu.
Coon.
Did she really just say raccoon? The southern Indiana accent can be pretty thick, so I thought I should check with a few other Hibernians.
Raccoon.
Raccoon.
Coons. Coon.
Raccoon. 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 Raccoon.
Now it was getting interesting. I learned that the Great Hibernia Raccoon Supper has been going on for over 50 years, and it seems to be the coon itself that draws the people out. A few years ago, they switched to a chili supper, and they could hardly drum up a crowd. The driving force behind the coon supper is 86-year-old Laverne Lorenz. She's been cooking raccoon for the annual event since the 1940s. After a 5-year respite, Miss Lorenz has come out of retirement for a coon supper encore.
We're to have a supper to upkeep of this building. Before, I always cleaned every one of them, 65 coons, by myself. But now it takes 3 of them to do what I did.
We paid a visit to coon hunter Alice Franklin to learn how he and his fellow hunters bagged 105 of these critters for this year's supper.
I started coon hunting in 1946. We got 105. And that's my dog up there.
Out back we found Mr. Franklin's faithful coon dogs, Josh, named after a grandson, and Claire, named after his late wife. The hunters hand off their bounty to Miss Lorenz and the other Owen Township homemakers.
We just take our flour, salt, and pepper, kind of like chicken. Just flour it real good and then put it in our hot oil, fry it, and then we take it out and steam it. Put it in the roaster pan, steam it until it gets good and tender.
As the dinner hour approached, peace and quiet gave way to hustle and bustle. Locals and visitors from hundreds of miles away show up for the coon supper, and they all have their own opinions about Hibernia's specialty.
Have you ever ate rabbit?
Rabbit.
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Wild rabbit.
Chicken. Chicken. Groundhog. Cat.
Kind of tastes like chicken to me.
Like a tough chicken.
Raccoon tastes like raccoon. You thought I was going to say chicken, didn't you?
We've heard a lot of chicken.
No, it don't taste like chicken.
Nearly 500 people showed up for Hibernia's Great Raccoon Supper of 2007. Hopefully they raised enough money to keep the community building patched up for another year. As for my son and me, we made some new friends, including a couple of faithful coon dogs. We had lots of good food, and we experienced heaping helpings of Hoosier hospitality. We even walked away with a couple of fitting souvenirs.